VACEA Overview: Helping Society Adapt to Climate Change. Climate change can reduce the agricultural production capacity of major areas in the American continent. The rich heritage of biodiversity on the continent can be seriously threatened by climate extremes that would leave important species in precarious possibility of survival. The degradation of soils, ecosystems, water bodies, along with the loss of carrying capacity of the territory, can impoverish and marginalize millions of people across the continent. This will create urban pressures and mass migration that could affect the safety and political stability of the countries. The VACEA project aims to create tools to assess social and territorial vulnerabilities against climate change and the expected impacts on both natural and agricultural systems. 4 pilot areas in South America. 4 problems created by climate change. Climate change scenarios on high resolution. Ensemble made with 3 selected models for RCP 8.5. Climate change may increase water deficit in important agricultural areas. The first source of information are the farming communities themselves affected by climate change. For this reason, the project has considered processes of consultation of local actors, organizing workshops, surveys, and interviews. Local actors have provided local experience, the perception of the threats posed by climate changes, and proposals they would like to carry out during a process of adaptation. Colombia, Manizales Caldas region, the Chinchina River Valley, the heart of the coffee in Colombia. Coffee is the main economic activity in this region. Hundreds of thousands of families depend on coffee cultivation. Due to temperature rise, the crop is going up the slopes of the mountain, making the cultivation more and more difficult. Increasing storms and high temperature is pushing yields to decrease, affecting the income of hundreds of rural families. Pests and diseases are becoming more aggressive and threatening. New ecological equilibrium has to be established in order to keep insects and microbes far from cultivated areas. Glaciers are retrieving very fast, reducing water availability for lowlands and cities. Brazil, Santa Catarina, the beautiful and biodiverse temperate south. The Federal University of Santa Catarina is the main academic institution of the state of Santa Catarina. The project has established a wide basis of stakeholders, which actively participate in local initiatives of the project. Dr. Da Silva, Dr. Santibáñez, with other team members visiting a rural farm in Santa Catarina. The VACEA team organizing a diffusion meeting with local authorities from public development agencies of Santa Catarina. Santa Catarina is one of the main reserves of a rich biodiversity belonging to Mata Atlântica biome, at present seriously threatened. The upper slopes are covered by biodiverse forests, depending on fog condensation. These plant formations have endured a dramatic reduction in recent years. Farmers belonging to the VACEA network are actively participating in initiatives focused on recycling renewable energy, water efficiency, animal nutrition, rural tourism, and several other adaptation initiatives. Local actions where VACEA is collaborating consist of water management to prevent drought and to support local flora and fauna. Rice is the main crop, having an important role in local economy. VACEA is collaborating in water contamination prevention, which can affect human health and local fauna. The highlands are seriously affected by deforestation due to animal production and fuel wood for local industry. This is creating risks of floods and landslides in important agricultural land situated in lower areas. The VACEA team is actively engaged with local plans of adaptation and restoration. Argentina, Mendoza Oasis, fighting with water scarcity. Irrigated vineyards in Mendoza, the main agricultural activity. Rivers take their water from the snow reserves in the Andean ranges. The team has advanced in the pioneering analysis of the recent and historic Andean snowpack and streamflow variations and vulnerability to water shortages in central western Argentina. The origin of the rivers is deteriorating due to a decreasing snowfall, the reduction of glacier volume, and the elevation of isotherm, mainly in winter. More recently, we've focused on the compilation and organization of all the glaciological and hydroclimatological records available for the study area. Data collection on phenology and physiology of different grape varieties and relation to climate changes occurred during the last 50 years. Climatic data from 4 stations, 50 to 60 years series. Preliminary results of the analysis done hitherto show how multiple climate, social, economic, political exposures determine sensitivities and adaptive capacities of rural actors. The main climate exposures are drought, water scarcity, hail, frost, temperature variability, more rainfall, and in critical periods for crops. But local actors are also exposed to other non-climate phenomena, mainly those related to changes in agricultural market conditions, agribusiness, and overall economic constraints. Faced with these exposures, vulnerability is also determined by other factors such as the type of crop, production system, frequency of climatic extremes. Access to various sources of water and infrastructure. The VACEA team is looking to combine the concepts of vulnerability, exposure, risk, in order to establish the better strategies for an adaptation agenda. For this, we are using the same approach, similar to other groups. Chile, Choapa Valley, the dynamic border of the Atacama Desert. The Atacama Desert is advancing to the south at a rate of 0.4 to 0.8 kilometers per year. Consequently, there is a clear negative trend in annual rainfall. At the border of the Atacama Desert, rainfall is decreasing at a rate of 0.5 millimeters per year. affecting the availability of water resources, and forcing crop yields to decrease at a point that extensive land surfaces were abandoned. During the last years, dams have been depleted after 7 years of drought. In the last years, several rivers have dried, threatening human sustainability. Rain-fed agriculture has disappeared, creating a deep crisis, considering that wheat is the basis of the local food security. The image shows old crop fields which are abandoned at present. The remaining rain-fed cultivated land that have low yield show clear signs of degradation due to soil erosion. A large number of young people have abandoned the area, leaving old farmers as the main actors of a marginal agriculture. Only irrigated agriculture is providing support for local communities, but with serious problems of water availability. Some irrigated plantations have also been abandoned to concentrate water in smaller areas, increasing poverty and marginalization of the rural population. The VACEA team gathered local perception about the effects this phenomenon has had on farmers in order to select the best strategies to face an adaptation process. Farmers have participated in the VACEA meeting, being an active source of information to design the best strategies to recommend for creating sound public policies to facilitate adaptation and mitigate social impacts of climate change. VACEA Chile has also created an effective gate with education. Several meetings were made with teachers of primary levels in order to design educational strategies to prepare the new generations to face climate change. VACEA has created educational manuals and multimedia materials to be applied by teachers in the classroom. We do not expect these fields to be totally green, but VACEA will show the ways to minimize the impacts of the advancement of the Atacama Desert, together with creating new agricultural options, helping to adjust the carrying capacity of the territory to real agricultural pressure and halting land degradation.